long-term, part-time employees, explained 2025. Thanks to Secure 2.0, new rules make it easier for long-term, part-time LTPT employees to participate in a 401k plan and start saving for retirement. What is a long-term, part-time employee? An LTPTE is an employee who works for at least 500 hours per year for 3 consecutive years. Yes, this is the original rule. Okay. Now, more than 500 hours and less than?
Less than 1,000.
Correct. Less than 1,000. Okay. Now then, what happened with Secure 2.0?
Oh, the rule changed to 2 years instead of 3.
Right. So the first rule with Secure 1.0 was, and you only had to start counting in 2021, did you work over 500 hours in 21, 22, 23, and then 21, 22, and 23, and then you came in 24. This is consecutive years of 500 hours or more. All right. Now then, starting with Secure 2.0, for this year, if you worked over 2 years consecutively, starting in 23, so 23 or 24, then you come in January 1st. Now then, we're going to throw up a graphic, okay?
So it means your summer workers get pretty darn close, right?
Yeah, if they keep coming back, absolutely. All right, but they have to be employed on the following January 1st. Anyways, so this is the way you count 500 hours. It's not 500 hours per calendar year or 500 hours per plan year. It's 500 hours per eligibility year and then per plan year. So we're going to show up a quick graphic as to how this all works out, and hopefully that makes sense. And if not, I'm going to have to do a voiceover afterwards. All right. Now then, what employers need to know: 1, there is no minimum, no maximum employee count to be covered by long-term part-time employees. So who's going to be very surprised by this, Catherine?
The person who has one person putting in 501 hours a year.
Our owner-only clients. We've been
Right.
telling them since 2021 they need to give us all their employee information, not just who they think is
only worked for a bit
that,
of the
that wasn't the
summer.
question. All your employees is all your employees. Okay, so if you think you're an owner-only and you're a lawyer and you have a 600-hour a year paralegal, what is that person?
Long-term part-time employee.
Long-term part-time employee. They need to be in the plan. Okay, so now then, this is not all bad for the employer. A long-term part-time employee needs to be able to make 401k elective deferrals. If there's Roth in the plan, they have access to Roth. Employers do not need to give them any kind of employer contribution. They are not included in testing. They are not included in coverage. Okay, they just are allowed to defer. Now then,
But this is, they say the real difficult part is coverage in general for 401k plans. They want as many people in plans as possible. And this has been what the government has been pushing, is just let's get people in plans.
right, what is LTPT supposed to help reduce, Catherine?
Oh, the gap. The gap of retirement readiness.
So the whole purpose of long-term part-time employees is to not make an employer's life miserable, to not give TPAs more work. It is to help reduce the retirement readiness gap. Now,
Are you feeling a little bit of sunshine come through?
not at all.
Okay.
Now then, so it is going to be very important for employers to correctly track the hours for all their employees. We're working on tools to help make that easier for them. Okay. Now then, what this also means for employers is that there was a change in the rules for 5500s. Because once upon a time, before 2024, the definition to have a large plan audit was they were a participant with or without an account balance. Now these LTPTs are participants in the plan with or without an account balance, so they changed the definition of participant only for large plan auditing purposes, and you have to have an account balance at the beginning of the year. If you don't, you don't have to be counted for the long-term part-time audit. So what that means is a lot of plans that had large plan audits now don't. Now then, what this means for employees. Is this a good thing for employees or a bad thing?
Well, good, because there's more access.
Thank you. Exactly. This is a very clear good thing for employees. They now have access to retirement savings. More part-time workers can start building their 401k balance. Okay. The upside of this is it's generally lower cost funds and a wider array of funds than you get with your normal retail account. Also, remember, you do not expect any kind of employer contribution from your employer. They shouldn't be expecting match, should they?
No.
No. Okay. Now then, so what employers need to do is, one, have a look at your plan eligibility. We are trying to do what we can since Secure 1.0, all right? We've been trying to have employers change the plan designs so that the likelihood of a long-term part-time employee was less. In other words, what that means is we were having more employees come in sooner so that the employer wasn't having to keep track of two classes of employees. All right?
If you bring them all in, you don't have to track them the same way.
If you bring them all in, they're not a long-term part-time employee. Okay, make sure your payroll and tracking systems are up to date. Once again, vendor choice, okay? You need to accurately record your part-time employee hours because this is going to be very important to determine whether or not somebody is a long-term part-time employee. And of course, when your friendly neighborhood third-party administrator asks for all employees on a census, Katherine, what does all employees mean?
All employees, 100% of the people.
Does that mean just the people you think are in the plan?
No, that's for us to determine.
Does that mean just the people you like?
Never.
No. Does that mean just the people with an account balance?
Never.
No. It's everybody. Okay? Everybody.
They work for you. Put it on your census.
They work or worked for you. If they got a W-2, put them on the census. All right. Now then, of course, employers do have the responsibility of communicating with their employees. I know we don't like to talk to our staff, like right now, there's some in the room, okay? But we do have to, okay? So make sure you educate your long-term part-time employee workers about their brand new retirement benefits, and maybe ask that financial professional you've hired to help you with that conversation, okay?
So, if you want to see how much you can save when starting a new 401k plan, go to our tax credit calculator using the link in the description.
So you know the assignment. Like, subscribe, comment. Please comment. All right? We're actually getting more and more comments. Thank you very much, people. Tell your friends and neighbors. Tell the people you don't like, okay? But most importantly, don't forget to keep those cards and letters coming.
I don't like you. Could you spend more time on the tax calculator?
Yeah, that's fine. All right? Take care, guys. Bye.
Toodaloo.